Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I've been flying in the Pacific Northwest for a few years now, and really I can say it is an amazing place to fly. We have lots of airport gravel bars. It is also very scenic. We have beautiful mountains, the Cascade Mountains and the Olympic Mountains, which are really beautiful. And we also have the coast and the islands, which are also beautiful and very scenic. And in this video I'm going to show you the most challenging airstrip I have found in the Pacific Northwest. All of these are private airstrips and the owner gave me permission to land. I'm going to start with the most challenging one. This is Mark's Strip near Centralia, Washington. It is short. You have to line up yourself and get the speed right. Since far away, there is no room for error since it is short and there is no go around. Also, the trees are very narrow next to the airstrip, so you have to be really careful with the wings not touching the trees. Something that helps is that it is a bit of an uphill, so that will slow you down. I have also landed a 182 here, so let's have a look how does the 182 performs in this airstrip. As you can see, it was no problem for the 182, but this strip you have to be very careful. Now let's see the takeoff. Takeoff is downhill, you get speed very quickly and you run out of ground very quickly also. This airstrip is in a ravine, so you have to be really careful with the winds because you can get really bad downdrafts. I will only come here when it's calm wind. This is a very fun airstrip and the owner is really friendly. This one here is also near Centralia in Washington. This is a ski jump. You can see this landing of a carbon cup. He waits to land on the uphill. So he's been here a few times, so he knows the strip very well. Now we can see I'm landing in my 182. This airstrip is difficult to find from the air and it's not that short because the uphill makes you stop very quickly. But the trees just before the airstrip, sometimes you get a tailwind right there and that makes it challenging when it's some wind. Also the trees leave you a narrow gap and you have to be careful. A few planes have hit some of the branches and put dents on their wings. Something great about this airstrip is that you can gradually learn it. So the first times you can land on the flat and then once you get more comfortable you can start landing on the uphill section. This is a drone shot of the airstrip. It can show you the steepness. It is quite steep. You have to add a lot of power to go up the hill, but also shows you that the beginning is flat, so you can touch down in the flat and then taxi up, and then eventually you will start landing longer and landing uphill. From this angle you can see the landing and it's a bit of work between the trees because of they are narrow and then they give you a tailwind, so you have to maneuver, add power, reduce power, pull on the yoke, turn on the yoke and try to make it a smooth landing. This one I was trying to go and land at the uphill. You can hear the motor, the amount of power I need to give to climb the hill. The takeoff is a steep downhill and it is a lot of fun. You're in the air really quickly.
I used to drag the tail every time with that RV.
Again, not a problem for the
It
Cessna
takes
182.
off with flaps, which is what I do now, but in those...
This next airstrip is called Beagles, also near Centralia. And this one is very nice, very smooth, but it's also very short. You have a fence on one end and you have apple trees on the other end. So you cannot go fast. You will run out of room and hit the trees or go around. The go around is easy on both ends. From this shot you can see when I'm turning around the airplane that there was not a lot of room left. Landing can be done from both ends. The apple trees are taller than the fence, so it's more challenging to come from that end. Let's see a cockpit view from the landing in the Cessna 182. You have a long approach. You can have time to get set up for the right speed. Just be careful with the fence and touchdown. So here I'm trying to come as slow as possible. We are about 50 miles an hour. I'm coming with full flaps, 40 degrees, and with power. So the trick with this airstrip is just speed management. You need to go slow and touch down in the spot you need to touch down. You cannot float at all. Now I'm going to show you the landing from the other end over the apple trees. So since they are taller, we'll use more distance for the landing. There is less margin. As you can see here, there is not a lot of extra room left. So the length of the landing area is what makes this airstrip challenging. It's just short. Here's an outside view of landing over the fence. Since the fence is about 4 feet high, you probably have to be at 10 feet for the fence, so then you lose some ground. Now we're going to see the takeoff. Really, it's just a short field takeoff. The obstacles are not that high, so the takeoff is not as challenging. I mean, you don't want to come here with the airplane that is heavy or underpowered. That would be a problem. With the Sportsman stall, the technique I use is 30 degrees of flaps. And once I'm in the air, I will reduce to 20 and just climb. When there is no wind, I always choose to climb over the fence since it's a lot smaller than the apple trees. So there is more margin. Even the 182 can do the apple trees also, but if you have the option to make it easier, just make it easier. This airstrip is a lot of fun, very smooth and nice, and the owners are very welcoming. This next airstrip is ski jump number 2 near Olympia. This one is a lot of fun and just a clean approach, no trees or the water, plenty of distance on the flat to touch down and then just climb the hill. This one is more relaxed and just plain fun. Something you have to be careful: once you are in short final, there is no go around. You are committed, you have to land. Trees are very tall and the hill is very steep. So you have to be careful, but this is a friendly strip. It's plenty of room to land on the flat, and you can see it's very wide. For the takeoff, very steep, going downhill, you are in the air very quickly. This kind of takeoff going downhill are a lot of fun. No obstacles whatsoever, so it's just an easy takeoff with the help of the downhill, which makes you go really fast very quickly. This is a great airstrip to have an instructor bring the student pilot and teach him some uphill techniques without much risk. It is very enjoyable, lots of fun. Finally, this is a remote control airfield. It is just short. There is a small fence, but it's just short. And in this case, the grass was wet, and the Alaska Bush tires have zero traction or braking power when it's wet, so you come to a stop very long. So this is just short, and you have to come slow. And if you cannot stop, just go around because there is no obstacles. So since the conditions are like this with wet grass, I'm dragging the airplane with power, 40 degrees of flaps. I'm trying to land as slow as possible. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Comparison between the 170 and 182 in off-airport conditions.